We're here at Gen Con. I'm with Eric Mona from Paizo Publishing. He's the publisher. So Eric, thanks for taking time to talk to us.
No problem.
Awesome. So tell me about the awards that you guys just won.
Well, last night Paizo was honored at the ENnie Awards, which is a big award show here at Gen Con, with 8 different awards. We actually won awards for every category in which we were nominated, including Product of the Year for our NPC Codex, and Best Publisher, which is kind of the big one, Best Monster Book, Best Campaign Setting. Kind of ran the table a little bit. It was
Congratulations.
Pretty awesome. Thank you.
Tell me about the audiobooks that you guys just announced.
Well, we just announced a partnership with a great company called Big Finish. They're best known for doing audio dramas for Doctor Who. They've been doing that for like 10 years or so, and they are going to be doing Pathfinder audio dramas.
Awesome.
And it's kind of like an audiobook, but instead of like somebody listening to somebody read a story, you're actually hearing dialogue and sound effects and music, so it's almost like listening to an audio play. An audio drama is what they call them.
Excellent.
And so they'll be coming out this winter with a set of all 6 adventures from the Rise of the Runelords Adventure Path, which was the first series of adventures that we ever published under the Pathfinder brand. It stars sort of our iconic characters who appear in all of our books, and it's really kind of interesting. These characters we created back in 2007 are now sort of talking back to us, and it's interesting to hear their voices and things like that. So that comes out in, like I said, in winter.
Okay, so when winter comes, can we expect more after, or is it kind of a let's see how they do type of thing?
I mean, they've got a license to do all kinds of stuff. So all we've announced so far is the Rise of the Runelords project, but that there presumably will be many more.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So another thing that's getting a lot of buzz here is the Pathfinder card game that just kind of came out. So tell me about that.
Pathfinder Adventure card game. It's a 500-some card cooperative card game that takes a lot of the elements of the Pathfinder role-playing game and puts them into a fast-play, easy-to-run card game. So you have characters, and you go on adventures, and you fight monsters, and you win treasure, and it's a persistent character. So there are several scenarios in the game, and they're all randomized, so they're different every time you play. And as you play through them, your character becomes more powerful. Your character is represented by a deck. You're constantly swapping out old cards and putting in more powerful cards. The combat mechanic works. You draw a hand, and those give you some options from your total pile of options. And so maybe you want to do a sword thrust, or you want to cast a spell or something like that. And then your cards also represent essentially your hit points. So when bad things happen, you lose some cards, and when you lose all your cards, you're dead.
End of the line, yeah.
And the cool thing about the game is the first adventure deck is called Burnt Offerings. It's based on the very first Pathfinder adventure we ever put out, the one with all the goblins that sort of kicked off Pathfinder. That's included in the main box. And then starting in October and every other month thereafter, we're going to be releasing additional supplementary adventure decks for the game. So you'll be able to play pretty much this card game for hours and hours and hours and hours, build your character the equivalent of like 1st through 20th level in Pathfinder terms, and see your character grow as he experiences a card game version of the most popular Pathfinder campaign ever.
So tell me about the card subscriptions.
Well, you can subscribe on Paizo.com, and you will get all of these releases as they're sent to you at a little bit of a discount. You also are guaranteed to get all the different promo cards, because we're going to be putting out promotional cards for each of the sets. We've got 2 here at Gen Con. If you're a subscriber, you don't have to worry about missing out on a promo card or anything like that, and we'll send it right to you. But it's also available in local game stores, and we wanted this thing to be as widely distributed as possible. And I wish it was a little more widely distributed here yesterday, or we didn't even have it here yesterday. We sold out in 3 hours. We thought we brought enough, but clearly we didn't. The people really seem to be responding well to the card game.
So how do you anticipate the fervor that's going to happen here? Like, how do you know how much to bring with you? How do you know?
Well, clearly I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Right.
No, but we have been doing this for several years now, and usually we have a couple of high-profile releases, and we're kind of used to the chaos of having a huge line wrapped around the booth and all that. So we're able to kind of judge it year by year. But the company's really been growing over the last few years, and so we brought, of our back stock, for example, 150% of everything we sold last year, and we're already sold out of quite a few things. So it's a challenge.
Excellent. So other than the audiobook, other than the card game, is there anything that's kind of on the horizon that you guys are really excited about?
Well, there's so many things on the horizon, it's hard to narrow it down.
Sure.
But We just announced a deal with a company called Sirenscape. It's SYRINSCAPE.com, and they have a really cool computer program that's for Mac and PC, and very soon will be for tablet as well, called Sirenscape. And what that is it's like an ambient sound generator and soundboard for your gaming needs.
Awesome.
So when you're playing Pathfinder role-playing game, you can load up this Sirenscape thing, and you can maybe pick the City Square sound set, and you can actually toggle on sliders like how much crowd noise you want, and do you want there to be a wandering minstrel, or how many animal noises do you want in your marketplace, or whatever. And then there's also a little soundboard, and you're like, fireball, and it just blows up and all that. So we're doing a deal with those guys, and they are going to be adapting our Pathfinder Adventure Paths, I think pretty much as they release, so you'll be able to get official Pathfinder sound sets for the adventures in our monthly Pathfinder Adventure Path line to enhance your game.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We also released here at the show Mythic Adventures, which is the next big hardcover in the Pathfinder role-playing game. It's a way to kind of add sort of a high-octane power to your campaign. So maybe you're going to play a son of a god, or a seventh son of a seventh son who's got special powers or whatever. And unlike other games where it's like we're going to add more power on, so you got to earn your way to 20th level, and then you got to go earn another levels. This actually layers over the whole Pathfinder system. So you could have a first level mythic character all the way up to a 20th level mythic character. Your first level guy is maybe going to have the ability to cast enhanced versions of some of his spells, or maybe you can have cheat death in some weird way. But your 20th level guy is going to be able to jump 100 feet into the air, punch a dragon in the face, and then body slam him on the ground, right?
Nice.
So, I mean, it's the whole gamut of crazy, crazy power. And it all layers on top of the Pathfinder system, and it works with the Pathfinder system. So
Cool.
you can have some mythic characters, non-mythic characters. You could be mythic for your whole campaign, or you could be mythic just for a single session. Maybe you drink a magic potion or something that gives you super uber power. Or it's another way for GMs to kind of amp up the power on some of their bad guys. Maybe the players are just crushing their adventure, and they want to give the bad guys a little extra oomph. So that's Mythic Adventures, and that's been flying out of here as well.
Cool, man. Well, we look forward to that.
Cool.
So thanks so much for talking
Yeah,
to us. No,
absolutely.
we really
It's great
appreciate
talking
it.
to you.
Yeah, good deal.
Sweet.
Eric from Paizo Publishing. From the floor of Gen Con, this is Ryan for D6 Mafia.